The ambient temperature is beginning to taper down or get a little cooler towards the fall months. And so at this point, some may have a wall unit, a gas unit that looks like this that runs off of natural gas or propane. And it may have the standing pilot, not certain on that. But one may wonder, well, how do I get this thing lit? So it's a simple process. It's not very, there's about three things. There's your cutoff, if it's already been installed, there's your little knob, and then there's simply the igniter here. So the igniter, the button, and then we have a cutoff here. So this is in the off position. Turn this to here. This is flush with the pipe, so the gas is on. Now, as we note here, the different manufacturers may have different little indicators, but this has a little diamond pointing this way. As one notes, the off button is pointed in the same direction. So if we need to light the pilot, what we need to do is turn this so the pilot is actually facing here. Now over here we have the igniter button. This gives us our spark. So now, one thing to be cognizant of, when the temperature has been cold, very cold, and if the unit hasn't been run in a year or two, what I do, and it's not to say it's right, wrong, but each individual will have to kind of trial and error and see what works with them. Sometimes I will press this button down. This button is kind of spring-loaded. When you press this button down, you're actually manually open up the regulator. In my opinion, I think that may be what's going on. Somebody that's more knowledgeable than myself can add this to the comments. But I think you're manually until the flame heats up the either the thermocouple, thermopile, and then it's able to hold it so the gas flow can go through the gas regulator. But sometimes I will press this down and hold it for a smidgen, say a minute or 2 minutes. Then I will release this button if it's been really cold. And now if I've been running and the system's warm, I don't do this. But then I'll press it down again. And as we note here, simply press this button down. And you hold this button down simultaneously. You need to be holding this button down. And then go over here with another finger and press the igniter button. And once this is done, one can see there may be a small pilot in here. Okay, continue to hold this button down for about 15 to 30 seconds. So the pilot light has time to heat the, I'm not sure if it's the thermocouple or the thermopile. Somebody can add this to the comments. But so it can send the voltage back to keep the regulator open. So now after we've held this down for a bit, the spark igniter, you just spark it and it gives it the spark. So you can release that. Hold this down. After we've held this down for about, say, 30 seconds or so, we slowly lift this up. Now when we go here, we may note that in here, it's very subtle, but I think the pilot's working. So because I can hear something going, shh. Okay, from now, say if the pilot light's lit, if the pilot light is not lit, you need to repeat these steps again. But if the pilot light, if you see the standing pilot kind of dancing around there about 1 inch, 2 inches high, then simply turn the knob to how high of a flame you want to go. And then one can see that it's difficult to see, but you can see that the flame, and then if you want to turn the flame up higher, you go from 1, 2, 3, 4. But 1 or 2 is good, and it will start to knock the chill off in the air. But if you rotate this again a little bit higher, now you can note the flame. But you do not want the flame to get too high. So normally I'll just leave it about, say, 1.5 to 2. And then as one, say if you hypothetically put your hand, you could feel the ambient temperature and the gas producing the heat. And now I'm seeing a good blue flame, which is, it's difficult to get an angle, but I'm seeing a good blue flame and you can feel the heat. So let's repeat this. Step 1, we turn the gas on at the knob. Step 2, this knob would normally be to the off position facing here. We turn it to where it says pilot. So the pilot would be facing here. Step 3, we press this button down, hold it for 30 seconds to a minute, and simultaneously while holding this button down, we reach over here at the same time this button's down and press the igniter button. The igniter gives us a spark. Then you should have a pilot. And if you have a pilot at this point, continue to hold this button down for about 30 seconds to allow either the thermocouple or thermopile, whatever they call it, to get hot, and then gingerly let this up. Now, if you see a flame dancing around like this, about an 2-inch flame, whether that's blue, orange, whatever color, then you begin to turn your knob to 1, 2, 3, 4. This one gives you the range of 1 to 5 here, and this gives you your light. So again, in this particular case, it's just easy for me to leave it between 1.5 to 2, and then I've got a good blue flame here. It's difficult to see down in there, and I can't get the phone too close because it's too hot. But this is how to light a pilot light for a standing pilot on a wall unit. So recap one more time. Step 1, turn the gas on. Step 2, the off would be flush here. Turn it to the pilot to where the pilot's facing here. Step 3, press this down, hold it for 30 seconds to a minute. While holding this button, reach over here and hit the igniter button, and gives you the spark. Continue to hold this down for another 20 to 30 seconds. Slowly release this, and then turn it to 1, 2, 3, however high you want the flame to to jump in the unit. But my opinion, between 1 and 2 is sufficient. It should knock the chill off in the air. How to light a pilot light for a standing pilot for a wall unit. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.